Hey guys, welcome back to Cheat the Game. Today we're going to be taking a look at another mono feature or in the tools section of Cheat Engine. I'm going to bring that up and we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite games, Welcome to the Game, done by Reflect Studios. Now again, I want to state, now this is just for learning. Yeah, I really recommend buying this game if you're a horror thriller type game like I am, fan like I am. I really recommend that you do not play this game with any cheats whatsoever, because the game is so well done. Really puts you on the edge of your seat. I love the way the fear factor goes up and everything just has you looking over your shoulder. I love stuff like that, and I really do. But the game does get a little aggravating in certain aspects of that, but that's what they intended. But play it, if you play the game, play it legit. Yeah, I promise you'll get the most out of it. You'll get the most fun. I totally recommend buying it. I want to thank Reflect Studios, Adam, and all the makers of the game. I really enjoy it. But what we're going to talk about today is the mono feature that this game does use. Not all games use it. Now, we have discussed mono in the past. I will link those vids up in the upper right hand corner. And it's also thanks to Stephen Chapman's videos, in which I learned mono in the first place. I want to thank my good pal Stephen, for making those vids and teaching me all that stuff, and I kind of took it from there. He points me in the right direction every single time, so thank you, pal. And that's what we're going to be doing today. And what we're going to be doing is looking at what's called instances in there, and I'm going to show you what that is. I'm going to go ahead and attach Cheat Engine to the game right quick and load up my table. Now, I do have the updated version now, and in my previous vid about what the TUT was going to be, about a preview of the TUT, I had the very first issue ever. I did not have an updated issue, but now I have it updated, and as you can see, I've already got everything up, and it's not finding any of my addresses, so I got to do them again. So it's really a great time to do this. It's not finding my deep wikis anymore, so I need to make new pointers for the updated version, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm also going to keep the older cheat engine, the older cheat table for it, so you can download both. I'll keep the older one and this newer one here. I'm going to have in the download description. If it's not there the date that this vid comes out, it's because I'm still working on it, because I'm working on it right now as I'm making the vid. So that's what you're seeing. So I'm not going to show everything. I'm just showing you how I find these things and show you how you can get these passwords, Deep Wiki 2, Deep Wikis 3, things like that, using instances in there. But also, you can use this feature in mono in other games that uses the mono. So keep that in mind. Instead of just hunting and pecking and, by luck, if you find something, this can also help you pinpoint things a lot better. So we're going to go ahead and activate mono features, and I've also got my script for it right here. And let me go ahead and save what I got, and we'll get right into it. Alright, so first of all, we're going to do a little setup here, so we can get started. So we can set that up to about 2,000. This kind of help us get stuff we need so we can get cracking. And we want to go ahead and buy all scribe breaks right quick, so we can bring up all the WPAs and WPA2s. And you can buy anything else you want. But like I say, it's really more fun if you don't do these at all. Just if you're doing it to learn what we're doing right now. I don't even know why I'm buying all this stuff, because I'm going to start a new game and I'm not even going to use the cheat. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to go here and find my wiki pages, and that's what I'm going to do. So when I load up my N right here, the Anonymous Node Network, we just hit the home and it carries us to our wiki 1 page. And embedded in the codes somewhere in here, you got to scour the source pages of each of the sites that are available to you. You'll eventually find the wiki codes. Well, I would like to have those at my disposal anytime I want. Because, like I say, the version I recently had, it didn't always populate in there. There was a glitch in it, and sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. So it just depends on what game you was running. So I'd run into that a lot, and it was just made it impossible to beat the game or get anywhere in the game. So, also, we need to go ahead and turn off enemies, and let's go ahead and use our codes to help us find other codes, so we're not having to stop and get killed and start over. So I'm going to go ahead and turn enemies off right now, and I'm turning police, and power always stays on right now. So what I do is I just go looking and see if anything correlates with what I'm looking for in the mono. Let's bring that 0 day up. I want to make sure I get these WPA and WPA2 while I'm yakking. Alright. So, and I say, well, what is it I'm looking for? I want the wiki sites. Anything to do with wiki. So I start looking, or I mash Control F. You can do it that way too. It takes a little longer. I prefer to manually search first. Just put it on assembly C# right here, Control F, and type in just a name or something you're looking for. It will scour it for you, and it'll find you all instances of that name, which can take a lot longer, believe me. But firstly, I'll just try to find it. And I come down here, there's only one thing that says anything about wiki site data. So I go in here and take a look. And we take a look in the fields. Don't give me much information. backing field. Well, what's methods showing us? What is it doing? What are the functions doing? Get wikis, set wikis, get wiki sites, set wiki sites, get pick site to hold second wiki. Well, it's possible our wikis may have something to do with that. You think? So I tried something different, and I looked online, and I found something Dark Byte, and I'm going to populate that on the screen right now, and you'll see he's talking about using instances. So I read his little tutorial there, and I just gave it a shot. So that's what we're going to do now. And basically what it does, it just takes some guesses at the addresses, these offsets and pointers. These are pointers of what they're pointing to and the value that it could possibly hold. And that's what we're going to do here. So we just go on to the main subject. Just pretend it's closed right now. That's it normally. Find instances of class after we right click on it. And so it does its little scan, and it populates some addresses for us. Some are duds. One of them may be a good one. We don't know. We got to go test each one of them out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to double click on the first one. And what it does when you double click on it, you see it ends in 5928. Well, right down here in the memory dump region of memory view, carries us to that address, 5928. And we're just going to highlight that first byte. We're going to mash Control G. That brings up go to address screen, and it automatically highlights our address for us. Then we're just going to mash Control C to copy it. That's all we need to do there. And we're going to go over to our dissect data structures. Now, mono features do need to keep being on for this right here. Okay, and you're going to see what we're going to do with that address that we found in instances. We're going to go to structures. And you see I already have them defined, and really all I have to do is look for what it's called, wiki site data, but we're going to pretend like we don't have anything right now, so I'm going to delete all that. But the good thing is, in these structures, you can keep using them once you find them. Define new structure. It'll say wiki site data, which is the name of that module right there. And click yes, and look what it shows us. It shows us those fields, those offsets, and the pointer that it's pointing to. Let's go back to it. Let me just get that out of the way for right now. Let's go back to our wiki site data. Right here, take a look. Wikis 20. Well, let's see what information it could hold. But we can see here it's not really showing us anything. Those aren't valid pointers. So we got a dud address. So let's try the next one. So we double click that one, and it brings it up in a memory dump. Control G, Control C. Let's go back to our dissect data and let's input that address and take a look. Now we got, looks like we got some valid pointers right here. Let's take a look and see what it shows us. Okay, we're able to expand it, and now we can see this offset's pointing to this address, number 18, ending in 208A8, and it's pointing to another address which correlate with these offsets. So we just want to see what's in there, and we see a bunch of items in here. And I love the way that mono tool labels everything for us. And we just kind of open them up. We see 3 valid pointers right here. Well, we see the number 3 right there. that could possibly correlate with the number of wikis, right? So when we open this up at 20, we get page URL, pages, Fayte, visited, is tapped. But we look at this page URL. Let me pause the game right quick. Let's open that up, see what's in it. And we take a look right here. Look at that code right there. What in the world is that? It says the value. What is that a value of? So I got to looking around, and I happened to notice, well, that's the wiki link right here. 08B18CC. I'll just go back to it. Look, 08B18. That's the wiki link. So it made me look. So I wonder what these are right here. So I open them up. Open the next one, and boom, take a look. We got another code. What in the world could that be? So I come over here and I play around. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, please be Wiki2. Please be Wiki2. Please be Wiki2. Hit enter. Boom, take a look at that. I said, oh yeah, this is awesome. And I said, this has got to be, here's the other valid pointer at item 6. And take a look. When we open it up, no value there, so no, that can't be it. So I take a look at 30 instead. Boom, another one. I wonder what that could be. And lo and behold, when we put that one in there, guess what it is? You guessed it, Wiki3. All 3 wikis right off the bat. Well, I'd like to be able to find these all the time without having to go digging mono and do instances and look and dissect data and grabbing these out. So how can I do that? And I said pointers, multi-level pointers, because I went and tried to put debuggers on the values and they're just not being accessed at all. They're probably only accessed right at the load up or something, I don't know. But we got a valid pointer that will lead us to all 3 addresses. So that's what we do. We do our normal things, and I'm going to link up here on finding multi-level pointers with my buddy Rake over at Guided Hacking. Made a great lesson on finding multi-level pointers like a boss. Like a boss. I love that, how you put that. Like a boss. And I'm going to link you to that video right there. And that's one of the best ones I've ever seen. So my hat's off to you, Rake. And that's what we do. But I'm going to spare you that. I've showed this many times. Rake shows you. You can feel free to go watch if you don't know how to find multi-level pointers. We're just going to generate a pointer map. I'm going to come back. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to come back and find it again. And then we're just going to go from there. So I'll be right back with you. Alright. Welcome back. We've scanned for pointers. And we're just going to rescan memory with the address. Luckily, it still found some, so I'm going to save that to Wiki2 in my pointers folder that I created. And we still got like 21,000, so I still need to weed them down a lot more. So, and I'll do that some other time, but this will just serve the purpose of the point right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these older ones up here. Delete this record. I'm going to turn that off right now so it's not in the way, and I'm just going to get rid of all this mess right here, so I'm not confusing anybody. Just delete that. There we go. And these are just headers I created. Create header and just named it something. That way I put all my pointers in there, and then I go in there and hide them when they're not on. So I'm just going to click just maybe 3 of these just to have as extras. A couple of them to have as extras. And I'm just going to put no, nothing right now because I ain't done nothing. I'm just going to put that in my deep wiki links right here under my header. Right click on it, make sure hide children when deactivated is check marked, and that way when I uncheck it, it just hides and keeps everything more neat and organized so you can see what you're doing a lot better. But we're going to go back to our dissect data, and this is still the same one. I already had this set up so I wouldn't have to really be searching for pointers. So we're going to go back to the very same dissect data, same exact address we just looked up. I already had a pointer sheet ready for us, so we wouldn't have to dig around. And we don't really need this one because the game finds that for us automatically. So all we really want is these two. We want the pointers to go to these two right here. Okay. So what we normally do, and this is where it gets a little tricky, so I need you to hang with me on this, alright? We're going to close this up so we can take a look. And we're going to write down in a notepad the path from this pointer all the way to our value that we're wanting, okay? So we need to mark it. Right now, this is roughly, I don't know what offset it's at, to be honest. It looks like a 0. It could be another offset, it don't matter. But we're going to consider that at a 0 value regardless of what offset it is. So whatever it is, we don't really need that address. What we need is this address right here. That 2088. So our offset that we are wanting is at 18. Not whatever offset this is. So we need to add 18 to whatever offset is in there already. So I'll leave myself a note, add 18. Or 18, not 19. There we go. Add 18. So let's go ahead and click on this and see what the next offset is we need to go to. We know it's in items because when we click that down, we need to go to the item list. Let me close that down so I don't get confused. We need 10 after 18. So we're going to write that down. Okay? So this one's pointing to this one one's pointing to this one is pointing to all of these that's in here. Okay? All of these are pointers. Point 1, point 2, point 3, all the way to point 4 to where we need to go. And we need to go to 28. That's where the second wiki is. Right here. And 28 is D8E8, and it's pointing to this address, 9960. This, I told you, it gets a little intricate, so hang with me, and I'm going to show you how it works. So anything in here is a representative of this pointer, okay? 9960. 9960 is pointing to all of these offsets, okay? So now we need, after 28, we need 10. Because that's where we're going to find our value. 10. Alright, so now 10 is this address, 9970, which we saw. And 9970 is pointing to another address, DD20 at the end. And it's a representative of all these two offsets. And one of the offsets is the one we want, the offset 14, which is our value. So we're going to write that down. Now we know what we need to do to have our pointer successfully get to this value. And that's what we're going to do. That's why I'm doing this one slow. It's the only one I'm going to do slow. Okay. So let's bring up our notepad so we can look at it. I'm going to put it up here where we can see it, because when I click on Cheat Engine it's going to cover it. Or maybe put it right here. No, I'll put it back over here. It's just high enough to be in the way. There we go. Alright. So the first one, we know we need to add 18 to whatever this offset would be. It just happens to be 0 this time. It won't always be 0. It'll be another number. But the very first offset, you need to add to it. So it'd be like 0 plus 18. Like that. You with me? Which would just be 18. Alright. We need to add another offset. So add offset. That one's going to be 10. Add another offset. The next one's going to be 28. Add another offset. That one's going to be 10. And our last offset is 14, and that will get us where we need to be. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so going back to check our work, we start off with this. Plus 18 is going to equal this address, but you don't really see it as that address. You just see it as the value of 2090 plus 18, which equals this address right here. And we see that that is pointing to 0A60. So is that the next one? 0A60. It is. Good. And then you can just go on down if you want to physically check. But the best way to do it is just to see if it has our value. And I like to put this up to about 40. And it's a Unicode value. It's right here. We said the starting char is 6, so far so good. Let's take a look. And there it is. There is our value right here. Now I'm going to copy this one. Now these are other pointers that I want to do separately. But I want to copy this one. I'm going to paste it. And it's the same exact pointer as the very top one. Same offsets. But I want it to point to my Wiki 3, not Wiki 2. And you remember which one that one was. That was just in 30, and 10, and 14. So going through the channels, it's going through 18, 10, 30, 10, 14. 18, 10. We just changed that one to 30, 10, and 14. Let's do that differently. Let me copy that. I'll just leave myself a little note right here saying that one equals Wiki 2. This one equals Wiki 3. All we had to do is change that one offset. So in the next one, after we have the pointers, we just need to change this one to 30. And boom, there's our Wiki 3. And I go through the same process with these other pointers, you know, and keep bringing them up, weeding them down, bringing them up, weeding them down until I get stable pointers that's lasting all the time. And usually these only work when you start a brand new game and bring the game up fresh. If you continue a game or something like that, it doesn't seem to find them anymore. So keep that in mind also. And basically that's it. I mean, you saw how we found it with instances. We didn't have to go digging around in coding or anything like that and go put debuggers on opcodes. We found it directly by guesses cheat engine makes to addresses. And we're going to do something similar real quickly, is we're going to find our master keys. I don't have them anymore. I deleted them because it didn't find anything. So, you know, I've got to find the pointers for them, and we're going to do the exact same thing. And I want all 8 master keys. So, go back to dissect mono, which I already had up. Don't know why I hit it again. Alrighty. And we go through here, and we've already been through these. We explored, experimented, did everything. And we kind of know where everything is now pretty good. And we get to this one right here called master key data right here. Well, let's just see what's in there. What does it have? Fields. It just says kback build keys. What's in the methods? Get keys, set keys. Well, sounds good to me. Let's see what's in there. Let's find instances of class. And cheat engine will take some guesses at the addresses it believes that are pointing to these addresses. But some of them may be duds, some of them may not be. We don't know until we go test them out. So we're going to click on the first one, go to memory dump, and Control G, Control C. Let's go back to our dissect data. We're going to replace the address, and we're going to look up to find a new structure with that address. And it even pre-populates. It already knows what instance it is, master key data. And we get a new one. And you see it correlates. Well, where'd it go? There it is. It correlates with our fields right here. So let's open it up. And it's already, we can see it's a valid pointer already. We open it up to 18, and it's pointing to this address, and it has a valid pointer. It's in items. Let's go look in items and take a look. We see a kind of a familiarity to this, don't we? We see, look right above, 8. Well, we know there are 8 keys that make the master key. That's the whole object of the game, is to find 8 different keys. So it looks like these are the ones leading to our keys, starting at 20, 28, 30, and they do. I'm going to see if I can make it display the whole thing. So let me show you again. When we click on it, it's just showing the 1. You can click on it. It's a Unicode string. It's just showing a string right here. Click on Unicode string right here, okay? And it'll show you, and you can increase the byte size or whatever. And I'm just going to increase that up just a weird amount. There, but it shows all the all the keys. So there you go. So that was my bad, but anyway, it don't matter. So I'm just going to go to it. I already had that. I've already done my pointer maps and everything. I've already looked up pointers earlier off camera for this. Let's just go to it and see if we can find a good one. And let's open, and here's my master key data right here. And we see I got a couple of good ones up here. I'm just going to click on those. All 4 of them. Just double click. We're good. And I'm just going to use one. So I'm just going to get rid of these just for the sake of the tutorial. I'll put them in later. I'm going to move that up to the master key. I'm going to get rid of this one. And we're just going to find them manually just using one pointer that we just found. Okay. We see here that that's also at a 0. So let's go back and let's count what we want. Let's get our notepad back out. Alrighty. We know this address, we want it to come to this address. With this as our starting pointer. We don't need this to be our starting pointer. We need this to be our starting pointer. 3F38. So that 0 needs to be changed to an 18. So we know that needs to be 18. So we add 18 to whatever the last offset is. And we see all 8 keys go up by 8. Okay, 20, 28, 30, 38, 40, 48, and all the way up to 58. So down here, I'm just going to leave myself a little note: 20, 28, 30, 38, 40, 48, 50, 58. So I know that that'll be the next one on down. So the next one will be this one. That's my first key. Alright. We got the length of the key, which is 12, and the key itself, which is at 14. Real easy one this time. That's why I showed you a hard one the first time. So 14. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me back that up. 14. There we go. And we don't even need this anymore. We can find all 8 keys with just that little bit of information right here. That's it. That's all we need for that one. So what am I going to do? I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste this 7 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, shouldn't have done that yet. I'll show you why I shouldn't have done that yet. I just made life hard on myself. Let's find the pointers first. Then let's do that. There we go. 18, 20, and 14. 20, 14. Let's make sure everything's right. Let's set that up to about 20. Unicode. Make sure I did that right. I don't know why. Thing looks right. I thought. Why is it not displaying the key? Let's troubleshoot. Get out of the way. Alright, let's troubleshoot. See what we did wrong here. Aha. 10, then 20, then 14. My bad. Okay. So I didn't copy that down right. So it's 18, add 18, 10, 20, and 14. Easy fix. 10, 20, 14. Boom, there's our key. Alright, so we got everything in order. Everything's pointing to where it needs to point to. And now let's copy, Control C, and we're going to mash Control V 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we can name them as we get to them. We know that this one, the first one, is the Master Key 1. Maybe I should have named that first before I did all that, but I'm not going to do all that right now. You can do it in one shot like this. Master Key 2, and we can change them as we get to them. Just like that. So the next one, we know they keep going up by 8. That was 20. So we need to change that 20 to 28. There's your second key. Now for the third key, we know that one was 30. Fourth key, we know that was 38, and on down the list. Y'all get the idea. I'm hoping y'all don't really need to see all this. 8. Okay, welcome back. I finished all of them up, just putting 8 each time for those offsets. And now we got our 8 different master keys. These are the object of the game. If I connect all of those together, starting with 1, 2, 3, all the way to 8, being the last one, that takes us to the end of the game. So I'm not going to do that, but you get the idea. But I wanted to show you how you can use mono instances. It guesstimates the addresses these values are located, and you can go play around in that. A lot easier to find that other than sticking debuggers on things or just having things return or just playing around hoping for the best. You can actually see some feedback in here and see what you're looking for, and that can help you also find a lot better codes. I have found so much doing it that way. I found the flashlight timer, and I can have infinite light. I made it brighter using that. I found this hack challenge duration using that I showed you earlier, and you know, just all kind of things. It's really a good tool, a good feature to know and to go play around in these things. And say I wanted to go back to later on, I bring the game back up. I still got my cheat engine up, but yet, you know, these pointers ain't being found anymore, so I got to go try out some more. So all I have to do is just go back, plug in my wiki site data, and plug in whatever address it finds next. I don't have to define it again, so it really helps us out in that regard. I want to thank you all so much for coming out, for supporting Cheat the Game. I also want to thank my good pal, Arion GTK. He donated some game keys, some really good games that I'm giving away to my partners over at the Patreon channel. They got first dibs at them, and if they want one, all they have to do is claim it in the comments there. So if you happen to see this and you haven't claimed it yet and they're still available, you're the first one to mention it in the comment below on Patreon. It will be yours. I will have more games in the future, and also gift cards I'll be giving out in the future. Like I say, Patreon partners get first dibs at them. If you would like to become a Patreon partner, go on over to the site. Links are in the description. You can also be a partner and get full partner benefits, even if you make a donation to the paypal.me cheat the game. So the link is also in the description. Just make sure if you do, make sure that you send me your name so you can get some acknowledgement for it. And I really appreciate everything you do. You really keep Cheat the Game going. If it wasn't for these guys, I'd have had to fold it up a long time ago. I really would have. And they help me keep it going. They keep encouraging me. You guys keep encouraging me by coming out and supporting Cheat the Game, watching the vids, dropping a like on it, and telling me that, you know, you really learning this, it's really meaning stuff to you. That takes me a long way. I'm just a human being, and you know, you guys keep me encouraged, and I try my best to keep you encouraged as well. We're all learning together. I'm still learning. I don't know everything. Every time I learn something, I'm making a vid on it. So, you know, a lot of times when I'm making a vid, this stuff is just as new to me as it is to you. So, you know, yeah, I'm going to make mistakes in vids, and I'm going to show you things probably I could have done it a little better. But, you know, we learn as we go, and you're watching me learn as I come out with these vids. I get better at it. Maybe in the next vid I found something else that I could do it a better way. But you get to see the process of learning and experimentation, and that's what it takes to get really good at anything that you have a passion for. And coming out and supporting me, guys, it means the world to me. Thank you so much for all that you do. Just coming out here, you guys are Cheat the Game, not me. You guys are, and you guys make it what it is today, and let's help make it bigger and better. We got a great bunch of guys over here, great game hackers and new people as well. They come over here and learn, and we have fun, and we do all kind of things. So yeah, and it's really fun. And also come over to cheatthegame.net. That's our website. We're trying to get going. We do know there has been a little problem with people receiving a registration code. That's why we ask, if you have signed up for cheatthegame.net and you have not received a registration code via email, please write us at this address, ctgaccess@gmail, and let us know. Say, hey, I've written. Let us know the username you signed up with. We need to know that, and we'll go ahead and admit you on in manually. We need to know. If we don't know, we can't help you. Thank you guys so much for coming out. You all take care. Keep on happy, and most importantly, please enjoy yourself. That's really what it's all about. You cheat the game, folks. That's what it doesn't mind cheating. You all take care now.